What's happening, y'all? Show man Flex back at it with another episode of the Flex Files. Stop putting women on a pedestal, right? Listen, stop over pedestalizing women, right? Simply put. Before we get into it, make sure to click that subscribe button below so that way you know when I post new content for y'all on the daily. And shout out to all the dope new and old subscribers. Thank y'all so much. Y'all so dope. You know what I mean? The Flex Tribe, we are continuing to grow every day, man. This was on my spirit to talk about, you know what I'm saying? And when I talk about, not pedestalizing women, I don't mean that you don't value women and, talk down on women and diminish their value. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is stop over pedestalizing women to the point where some of y'all do it to your detriment, or some men do it to their detriment, meaning that, you pedestalize them so much to the point where you forget that they're human, right? So much to the point where some men will, they won't honk their horn at me, so just so y'all know. They were doing it to somebody else. But look, some men will do it to where, they get their first fine woman or their first baddie, and, they be out on a date with a girl, and they'll be like, damn, you're so beautiful. Why are you with me? You're so beautiful. You're so fine. Why are you with me? Like, that's over pedestalizing a woman, right? And when you do that, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you over pedestalize a woman like that in that way, it kind of turns them off. Some women, they like to be complimented. Yeah, they like to be, they like to be complimented and shown that, they're pretty, or you show them that they're pretty, or tell them that they're pretty. They like that, obviously, right? But doing it too much to the point where it makes you look insecure as a man, that turns them off. And a lot of times that leads to men being insecure and showing their insecurities, right? You can compliment a woman, but to the point where, you like, damn, why are you with me? Like, that makes it look like you're not a high value man, right? Because a woman still wants you to be confident, right? And what did I talk about when I talked about the Chaz and Tyrones yesterday? They have confidence. They're very confident men and individuals, right? And, they do get affirmed by women a lot. So that's why they're confident, right? But they also have the abundance mindset of understanding that, hey, you know what? Look, man, there's a lot of beautiful women out here, right? And so they're not desperate to, like, constantly affirm a woman, because at a certain point, that woman gonna look at you and be like, why does this guy keep saying that, he doesn't deserve me, and why is he with me, or why am I with him? Different things like that. Because a lot of time, men can talk themselves out of the pussy. Men can talk themselves out of the pussy, and that's how you do it. That's how you talk yourself out of the pussy. It's the first fine girl that you done had in your life, right? The first fine woman, beautiful woman you've ever had in your life. And all you can say is, you can't help but just continue to, like, talk about, damn, how did I get you? How is a woman so fine as yourself with somebody like me? Like, a woman is going to be instantly be turned off. She's going to be like, are you not sure of yourself? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you, like, insecure of yourself? Like, do you have that many insecurities to the point where, like, you constantly questioning why I'm with you, right? You should know why that girl with you. You should know why a fine, beautiful woman with you. You should be confident in that shit. Don't nobody else's opinion matter. Only opinion that matter is you and hers. Her opinion, right? She with you for a reason, because she like you. She fuck with you. She fuck with your energy. She likes your aura. She like the way you look. You know, like, you got to be confident in who you are. And most men, it's okay to affirm your woman, hold them to high standard or high regard and revere them, you know, and this and that. But putting them on a pedestal leads to other issues, such as, you know, even being very territorial of her and being very jealous of her, right? A lot of men that pedestalize a woman, a lot of time, they become very possessive. They become very jealous. They become very insecure, and they're always trying to, like, be territorial of that girl, you know, like to a point where it's like, you know, let's say you meet them on Hinge, right, or a dating app, and she fine, she bad, and she matched with you. You know, this is the first fine woman that you ever dealt with. You know, sometimes men, and you out on a date with the girl, right, and you constantly talking about how fine she is, and you can't believe that she's with you. A lot of times, dudes like that will end up being like, telling the girl, well, you know what, look, I really like you. You know, I don't see a point in you being on the dating apps no more. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it to the next level. And you trying to rush into being exclusive with her because you don't want her to be with anybody else, because you know she getting a bunch of other matches. And it's like, bro, you showing your weak shit. You playing your weak card. You know, you being weak. You don't want them to know that you so pressed on them like that. If anything, it need to look like you got other women waiting for you. And that's going to make them more attracted to you. That shit is going to make them more attracted to you, because you don't look desperate. You don't have a sense of desperate energy, right? You don't have that you don't have that sense of desperation vibes. Women can sense when you are desperate. They can sense that shit. I don't care what nobody say, right? Like, and that's what y'all got to understand and realize. And a lot of other dudes have to understand and realize that when you put them on a pedestal, you know, you do things. Another thing is, you do things that kind of, I don't know, you kind of sell yourself a little bit, right? You overcompromise and do things that you wouldn't normally do. You know what I'm saying? Like, take out a loan and give her all this money and this and that. You ain't never spend this money. You normally frugal. But you put them on a pedestal, and now they're using you. That's another reason why you shouldn't pedestalize a woman, right? You got to stay true to your convictions. Stay true to who you are. Be confident. Be sure of yourself, right? There are a lot of beautiful, fine women here, man. There are a lot of beautiful, fine women, but I'm going to tell you right now, beautiful, fine women love it when you as a man treat them like, you know, they a woman. Like, I'm sorry. You know, some women don't like that shit, and some women be like, oh, he a jerk, or he an asshole, or he a narcissist, or oh, he a this and that. He don't respect women. Actually, he does respect women. Men that don't over pedestalize women actually respect women the most. That don't mean that they disrespectful to women and they talk down on women and call them out their name and be like, you know, you ain't shit, you ain't this and that. Nah, you ain't gotta do all that. It's just that you respect yourself. See, when you over pedestalize women, oftentimes you don't really respect yourself as a man. And that's why you shouldn't over pedestalize them. Right? And I've been wanting to do a video like this for a minute because, you know, that's where the whole term, that's kind of like where the whole term simp, you know, comes from, right? And, you know, that's where that term kind of comes from, in a sense, right? But I just wanted to kind of like shed light on that topic. Stay true to who you are. Know who you are. Be confident. Look, find beautiful women. A lot of them are everywhere, right? But when you act in a sense of non-desperation, or you don't act desperate, I'll just say it like that. You don't act desperate. That makes them want to be with you even more. Okay? Understand that. Never show your insecurities, because it makes their coochie dry. It'll make their coochie dry. When you show your insecurities, that's what make their coochie dry. Straight up. Couldn't nobody tell you. Hey, if this video helps, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope it helps somebody. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. I'm reading y'all comments, and I'm going to get to them for sure. And I'm going to get to doing topics on y'all comments that y'all suggest. I love when y'all do that. Make sure to click that subscribe button below, so that way you know when I post new content on a daily for y'all. Again, it's your man Flex with another episode of the Flex Files. I'm out. Peace.